You know, for centuries, we have been locked in this relentless battle with an ancient killer. It's a microscopic survivor that has literally outlasted empires. Today, we're going behind enemy lines. We're going to expose the secret to its incredible survival and show you how scientists are finally learning to turn its greatest strength into its ultimate weakness. Let's get into it.
Okay, look at this number, 1.13 million. This isn't just a statistic. It's the number of people who die every single year from tuberculosis. Yeah, TB. Despite everything we know, despite all the drugs we have, it's still one of the world's most dangerous infectious diseases.
So, that's the big question, right? Why is it so tough? What makes this one bacterium, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, such an expert survivor? Well, the answer is pretty wild. It lies in its incredible ability to play the long game, to just hide and wait.
So let's meet our opponent, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, or MTB for short. This thing isn't just aggressive, it's a master of stealth and endurance. Seriously, it has a survival playbook that scientists have been trying to figure out for decades.
This is basically MTB's go bag for survival. When our immune system or antibiotics show up, it doesn't always put up a big fight. Instead, it just hits the brakes. It shuts down its metabolism, goes into this dormant state, and basically plays dead. Sometimes for years, just hiding out inside our own cells. And that ability to go dormant is exactly what makes it so incredibly hard to get rid of.
But what if we could attack the one thing it can't shut down? The thing it absolutely needs to survive? Its energy source. Well, scientists have zeroed in on exactly that, a critical vulnerability. Let's call it the command center for the bacterium's life support, its power plant.
And here it is. Meet the FATP synthase. I want you to think of it like a tiny microscopic engine. It literally spins around, generating the energy currency of the cell, something called ATP. Without a steady supply of ATP, the bacterium just stops. It can't function, whether it's active or trying to lay low. This thing is its absolute lifeblood.
And here's a look at the engine itself. This whole structure is MTB's Achilles heel for a couple of really key reasons. First, while our own cells have backup power systems, this bacterium only has this one engine. It's a single point of failure. And second, some of its parts are unique. They're different from the parts in our engines. That means we can design a weapon to attack it specifically without causing a bunch of collateral damage to ourselves. You take out this one engine, and for the bacterium, it's game over.
So this huge discovery led to a game-changing new drug. It was the first one in over 40 years to attack MTB in a totally new way. A massive breakthrough. But you knew there was a but coming, right? It came with a pretty serious catch.
The drug is called Bedaquiline, or BDQ, and its job is simple. Find that FATP synthase engine and jam it. It literally just blocks the rotating part of the engine, stopping it from spinning and making energy. This effectively starves the bacterium to death, and it works on both the active and the dormant MTB, which is a true game changer.
But here's the problem. See, Bedaquiline is so good at its job because it binds to the MTB engine in multiple places. It's like throwing a bunch of wrenches into the gears to make sure it shuts down completely. The issue is, it can also bind to the engine in our own cells' power plants, our mitochondria. Now, it only binds at one spot in our engine, but that's enough to cause some potentially serious side effects, like heart problems. Not great.
So, the challenge was clear. How do you keep the incredible killing power of Bedaquiline, but get rid of the risk to the patient? This is where the science gets really cool. It's all about turning a blunt instrument into a precision-guided missile.
This is where a process called rational drug design comes in. The scientists knew the drug worked, and they knew why it was dangerous. So the goal became to systematically re-engineer the molecule, to basically perform surgery on it, to snip off the toxic parts, while making sure to keep its killing power totally intact. And here are the results. Pretty cool, right? These are Bedaquiline analogs, basically new and improved versions of the original molecule. Chemists went to work tweaking different parts of the drug structure piece by piece, testing every little change to see if they could make it less toxic to us while keeping it just as deadly to MTB. This table really shows you how successful they were. Let's look at this new analog, TBAJ 876. Its potency, its killing power against MTB, is still excellent. Fantastic. But check out the other metrics. Stickiness is basically a measure of how much the drug likes to hang around in our body's tissues, which can cause problems. The new drug? Way less sticky. And most importantly, the heart risk? It's been massively reduced.
So we've got the same power, but with a much, much better safety profile.
But even a perfect, super safe drug might not be enough on its own. MTB is a master of evolution. It can always develop resistance. So the next frontier isn't just about a better drug, it's about a smarter strategy. A strategy that the bacteria just can't outwit.
And that strategy is a 1-2 punch. Here's how it works. First, you hit the MTB with the new, safer Bedaquiline analog. Boom! That shuts down its main power plant. So, in a desperate attempt to survive, the bacterium starts scrambling, firing up these inefficient backup energy pathways. Now, this desperate move is exactly what scientists are waiting for, because it creates a brand new weakness, something they call a collateral vulnerability. Then, you hit it with a second drug that specifically targets those backup pathways, causing a total metabolic meltdown that it just can't recover from.
And that is the absolute brilliance of this approach. You're not just killing the bacteria, you are turning its own survival instincts into a weapon against it. The very act of it trying to save itself is what ultimately seals its fate. It's like a checkmate move in this long, evolutionary chess game we've been playing.
Which, brings us to the ultimate question. This fight against superbugs like tuberculosis, it's a constant arms race. For every new drug we create, bacteria are working to evolve resistance. But by understanding our enemy on this deep, molecular level, and by designing these kinds of clever, multi-pronged attacks, we might finally be getting a step ahead. The real question is, can we stay there?